Hello, and welcome to the latest episode of Crude Insights. I'm Fabian Ng, Associate Editor for Crude based in Singapore. In this episode, we're going to take a closer look at Russian crude flows. Russian crude flows have become a key factor to watch given its impact on the global oil supply and demand balance. It has been no secret that Russian oil has found new homes in the past year, with flows pivoting eastwards to Asia after Europe imposed embargoes against Russian energy imports, and the G7 placed a $60 per barrel price cap on Russian seaborne crude exports. As you can see from the chart here showing Russian crude exports this year, India and China have emerged as the largest buyers of Russian crude. But Russian crude is also finding new buyers elsewhere in Asia, with Pakistan recently taking delivery of its maiden cargo of Russian crude, about 330,000 barrels of medium sour Urals that discharged on the 11th of June. The country's Prime Minister had hailed this as the beginning of a new relationship between Pakistan and Russia, and the Pakistani ambassador to the US also said that the first order of Russian crude had followed consultations with the US government to ensure that the trade would not create a rift with Washington. Prior to this recent purchase, Pakistan had relied entirely on crude import from the Middle East, primarily from Saudi Arabia and also from the UAE. But a severe economic crisis had prompted Islamabad to explore alternatives. Now, it was unclear the price that Pakistan paid for the Urals cargo, but Urals continue to trade below the $60 per barrel G7-led price cap on an FOB basis, as you can see from the chart here. In addition to Pakistan, Sri Lanka had also imported 2 cargoes of Urals back in April and in March. But India remains the main outlet for Urals crude exports. India's Russian crude imports rose above 2 million barrels per day for the first time in May, inclusive of CPC blend of Kazakh origin. Urals crude accounted for most of these imports. In fact, Russian crude deliveries to India in May were higher than combined volumes from the next 6 largest suppliers for the first time. And Urals accounted for around 68% of these Russian volumes, although India has also bought other grades, such as Far Eastern Espo Blend and Soko Crude, as well as Arctic grades Verity Blend and Novi Light, although these volumes are much smaller relative to Urals imports. India's current Urals imports are sharply higher when compared with 2021, when the country imported slightly above 30,000 barrels per day of Urals on average. In light of India's growing imports of Urals, which looks likely to continue for some time, Argus had launched the Urals Delivered India assessment on the 27th of February to provide readers with the value of the cheapest grade into India, and also to give other suppliers an idea of the price of the key crude that their exports will be competing with. The other major market for Russian crude today is China, although Chinese purchases have been slightly more erratic compared to India. China's Russian crude imports rebounded to a record high of 2.3 million barrels per day in May, after dropping to a 4-month low in April. As shown in this chart here, China's imports of Russian crude comprise mainly Espo Blend, although China has been increasing its imports of Urals since March. Espo Blend remains a great favoured by Chinese independent refiners, as its quality is suitable for their refineries. It will be interesting to see how Russia continues to redirect crude flows to other Asian buyers, but it is unlikely to significantly impact crude prices within the region, given the limited volumes, and with most countries still avoiding Russian crude imports. If you would like to find out more information on the latest surrounding Russian energy, please visit our website at argusmedia.com, where you can check out curated workspaces, as well as read more reports, including Argus Eurasia Energy. Thank you.